Hello and welcome back to another video by the Rose System. I am Sarah and today we will be doing a book review. The book we will be looking at is Suffering by Paul David Tripp. This video is based upon my personal experience with the book and other people may have different opinions. Let's get into it. Suffering was given to me at the beginning of my mental health journey by a mentor. It took about 3 years before I was able to pick it up, and it worked well within God's timing. This book is full of powerful imagery and makes its points clearly. The book starts with an introduction to the author and his own medical journey. Mr. Tripp has had his fair share of trials, and his book is full of stories of others who have suffered as well. After introductions are made, Mr. Tripp gets into the nitty-gritty. The second chapter is dedicated to exploring what suffering can entail. He then goes into 6 traps that someone who is suffering can fall into. Each of these are important things to realize when you are going through something. Doing so can help you avoid errors in thinking when it comes to your journey. These 6 chapters are followed by another 6 chapters that highlights the comfort that can be found in God and His Word. Each and every chapter brings stories to exemplify the point and refers to Scripture biblically and accurately. Each point Mr. Tripp makes is backed by Scripture. His points are based within the Bible, and his examples are stories from his personal experience and the experiences of people he has helped. This book is based in reality. Mr. Tripp has done an excellent job at compiling this book. There are a couple of drawbacks to this book. I would not have been able to read this book when it was first given to me. The mental power needed to make it through each chapter is large. Every chapter is jam-packed. I also found that the book is written in a way that doesn't cater to people with trauma history and other mental health disorders. I struggled with some of the examples. Opinion alert here. I feel like Mr. Tripp does not have much personal experience with mental health. I could be wrong. I know that he has helped many people who struggle mentally, but the way he speaks about it shows some lack of understanding. This is not a major fault, but it can tailor how the book comes across. The book is very understanding about physical suffering. Mr. Tripp speaks into that area with sensitivity and grace. The message and points he makes about suffering applies to mental health and is important for mental suffering. I wanted to do a video series based off this book, taking the important points and rephrasing it in a way that is more mentally friendly. I did not receive permission to do so, but I would like to thank the team for considering my request. I would give Suffering an 8.5 out of 10. It is an excellent book. I highly recommend giving this book a read yourself if you are in an emotionally stable place. If this is not doable, I think it would be good to somehow take in the knowledge. If possible, you could ask a trusted person to read it and give you the rundown of each chapter. Before I read this book, my mentor did. Through conversations, points in the book were brought out naturally. I had received Mr. Tripp's expertise second-hand before I was able to read them for myself. I was really touched reading this book. God's love was shared with me through Mr. Tripp's words. It was difficult to read because of how limited my brain power was when I picked it up and a couple of the examples. I felt challenged in my journey and encouraged to shift my focus back to God. It is so easy to look inwards when things get tough, but this book was a well-timed and beautiful reminder to turn to God when life becomes difficult. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully it will help you get some direction as to whether this is a good book for you. If you do decide to read it, remember to read with a grain of salt. Thank you again for watching. Please know you are loved by the incredible God of the universe, and I will see you in the next video.